What's up, comic and pop culture fans? This is James with Mint Hunter Comics, and to those of you who aren't subscribed to the channel and just saw the title, this is a channel about selling basically comic books and finding comic books in the wild. So we're going to talk about eBay in the context of comic books, but it can be applied to all kinds of things that you sell. So we're asking the question today, is eBay the best place to sell, or are there better options out there? We're going to dive into the nuances that really give pros and cons to all the options. I'm just going to say it right now, obviously the best place to sell would be setting up at a flea market or somewhere where there's basically no overhead and you're not going to get hit with any fees. In talking about comic books, setting up obviously at a Comic-Con or any place really, and just selling books as is and not having to worry about eBay fees or whatnot fees or subscription whatevers, that's going to be the best. Now, the tricky thing about selling that way is how do you deal with the whole sales tax thing? If you sell in person though, you're going to always have to have a calculator on you at all times to calculate the sales tax and do that appropriately and in compliance. That can be a little bit annoying, but a small price to pay for not having any silly fees. But the only problem is when you're selling in person, you're reaching a tiny fraction of an audience. When you go on Whatnot or have a website or eBay, you are reaching the world. So it's basically unlimited how many people are going to see it and how many people are going to want it. So I think one of the best benefits of eBay right out of the gate is it's probably the number one place to sell something in terms of getting it out there, getting it seen. Of course, you also have Facebook Marketplace, or even lesser, I would say Craigslist, where you can put stuff up and arrange for deals. But eBay has a better reach, and a lot of times with Facebook Marketplace, you're stuck to your geographical area. Now, in the new year, I'm actually starting a business. I'm turning this into an LLC, the works. So I was looking at, should I just reopen the eBay page, but make it a business account, or should I try to make a website? And I actually found that everybody loves to complain about eBay's fees, but if you go the website route and make, let's say, a Shopify, for example, the monthly payments that you have to pay, they almost end up right around what you'd be paying in the eBay fees. eBay takes 13%. So if you sell a book for $100, you're getting really kind of closer to 85. And some people think that that sucks. Yeah, it's not great, but it's basically the price you pay for not setting up at a flea market, for getting that seen. But with these websites, in order to get the best out of the website, you basically have to do the highest package, the premium package. That way you can get the best way to track and record all the data for you. And after all of that, a lot of these websites don't collect and remit sales tax for you. They leave that for you to do. And that's a whole headache. Whereas with eBay and with Whatnot, they collect and remit sales tax for you, so you don't have to worry about it. So just for that peace of mind alone of not having to worry, did I do that right? Did I calculate that right? eBay just does it for you and they handle it all. It is hard to beat that, and that's another reason why a lot of people say, you know what, 13% might not look so bad when they give me that peace of mind when it comes to sales tax. eBay does give you a really nice full transparency and documentation too when it comes to being the end of the year tax time, whereas some of these other places, it might have to be a lot more manual and a little bit more extra work for you. Now let's talk about Whatnot. Whatnot it's a little lower in the fees. I think where like eBay is 13%, Whatnot's a little bit closer to like 10. So right there, it's cheaper. Boom. Whatnot is cheaper to sell than on eBay. By only a little bit, but if you're selling some higher ticket items, you'll definitely start to notice it. And Whatnot does have a pretty good audience. You can totally reach a lot of people through Whatnot. I just think that the reach that eBay has is still superior, obviously. Then there's the last option, which is just you could sell it through Instagram or Facebook or whatever. But again, eBay has a lot more reach than your Instagram probably has. And when it comes time to actually get it to somebody, you have to calculate the sales tax to their state. I know for a lot of people that's trickier because it's harder to make sure that you stay in compliance and make no errors when you're doing that. Again, eBay, Whatnot, those do it for you. So unfortunately, some of these websites that you might spend top dollar to make for you still don't do it for you. You still have to do all that manually. So basically, to sum up, eBay and their 13%, they know what they're doing. They know that they have the best reach in the game, but they also know that they make it ridiculously easy. And that's why so many people do it through eBay. In some ways, I think, even though it might take a little bit more of a chunk out of your pay, it is better than a lot of websites that I've found in my research. If you grind and you hit the flea markets and Comic Cons, you can set up and make all your money in person. You don't have to worry about silly eBay fees, and you can just do everything cash, check, PayPal, this and that. But again, it comes down to the reach, and you're not going to be reaching everybody like you would on eBay. So if you are a patient seller, by all means, hop on Instagram, Facebook Marketplace, set up in person. But for those of you that want to get books out there and actually seen, eBay might still be the king. I would definitely say it's got to be the quickest way to get your book sold. And don't forget, some of these auction houses, when you have really high ticket items, they take way more of a chunk than 13%. Sometimes auction houses end up walking away with almost up to 30% of the sale of the book that you just sold. So when you compare that to 13%, it doesn't seem so bad. It's a new year, folks, so leave down in the comments below any advice that you think makes it really easy for you. This is an inclusive community. Let's look out for each other and help each other and give each other the best selling advice when it comes to comic books in the new year. And as always, guys, keep on hunting.